They've profited off our community and have given zero back.
But Elaine, isn't that game? Because why aren't we doing it? I think it's on us to push back and own our own businesses.
Exactly.
We should see these gaps in the market. There's nothing really stopping us. Don't you think it would be more beneficial for us to focus on how we can improve than worrying about what other people are doing over there?
There we go.
We don't support our people. Like, I'm not saying all of us. There is. I don't say
it is a mindset.
It's a mindset.
But that's on us.
But at the end of the day, you need to understand what our community has gone through and the trauma that have gone through. It's nothing compared to the South Asians. We've been spending with these people. They ain't bought us nothing. We've been advocating for these people. They ain't advocating for us. So right now, in this day and age, everybody else, it's about black people. And what black people need to do is shop with black people.
It's divisive though. Don't you think
I couldn't give an F. I couldn't give a...
Are you going to stop shopping at white shops? Because they're the ultimate
No. That's not what we're going to do.
That's a valid question.
No, I'm not going to stop.
Is that the South Asian people's fault that they were given more favour than the black people's?
It's not their fault, but
they wouldn't have a say in. They wouldn't have a say in.
It's not their fault, but what they have done is they have seen our community, and what they've done is they've profited off our community and have given zero back. And this is what, the same way we crucify white people for profiting off of our community and making money off our community, and the same way we pull them up is the same thing I'm going to do with the South Asians. Because you come in, you run the hair shops, you run the suppliers, all of these sorts of things, right? Even I found out that Turtle Bay, there was but this is a good story. Turtle Bay, there's this South Asian guy, right? First of all, he started with Las Iguanas and he turned that into like multiple locations and stuff like that. He's a really good businessman, to be honest. And then one day he must have went to Barbados or something like that with his family. And then he was like, oh yeah, Turtle Bay, let's turn this into something or whatever it is. Right, so he's now taken our cuisine, our food, our likeness, and he has now turned that into multiple chains and profited off of it. At no point has a black person been considered, has a black person been brought in, nothing like that, right? And even Africana, yeah, I've been to that thing before, never clocked it. I've been to that place before, and I'm saying, so you do jollof rice, you do jerk chicken, you do plantain and all of these sorts of things. When I'm looking and I'm seeing only South Asians in here, the South Asians are cooking it. You're using our likeness, you're using our cuisine, you're using our blackness to profit off of it, and you're giving zero back. I can't fuck with that.
Right, Elaine, isn't that game? Because why aren't we doing it?
Exactly.
Why aren't we doing it? Like,
I'll be honest.
Let me go.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't we doing it? Like, if they found a niche in the market that we haven't taken up, because I'm not gonna say that shit. What's they say? Everyone gets to say 24 hours. But like, yes, we're playing catch up. We're behind. We're definitely behind. But why aren't we setting up these businesses? He went to Barbados and saw what we do and then came back and brought it to here. Why are we not setting up ourselves? Like, there's opportunities to do these things. Why are we not setting up more of our own businesses instead of blaming a man? Because game is game. Like, if we can find something, if I find something right now that I can sell to everyone, I'm gonna do it. Now,
exactly. That's how the game is met right there. And that's usually gonna be men probably that are gonna be more driven to do things like that. See, the women, they compete as well, but it's usually gonna be guy against guy when it comes down to the capital market of what's gonna be established in these new countries or whatnot. What businesses can we bring to the market? Us as black people, we can do the exact same thing. Nobody's stopping us. If we really get together, if we really learn the landscape of business itself, we can do it.
As for giving back to the community, why was he must have some feeling, why did he go to Barbados?
Wait, so let me ask you a question.
Okay,
if you agree that South Asians are okay to take our likeness, so then white people can do it too then?
White people been doing it.
Yeah, but have we not crucified them? Have we not pulled them up for it?
They still do it.
Or are we just accepting?
To an extent.
So to an extent, right? But it's okay for the South Asians to just...
I don't really put it down to the South. I hear you, but I don't put it down to South Asians. I put it down to people, because our music's been raped and pillaged over the years by white people and resold to us, and by other races and resold to us. Our fashion gets resold to us. I can't really I hear what you're saying as far as South Asians do definitely profit of black people because they've looked at they've seen a gap in the market and they've pushed and pushed and pushed.
And they provide it.
I think it's on us to push back and own our own businesses.
Exactly.
And we should see these gaps in the market. There's nothing really stopping us from seeing these gaps in the market and exploiting them ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we just have more of an individualist mind state where I think we had similarities when we came over. I'm not going to cut you. I think
what we rather do before he keeps cooking, I think we rather buy than supply, because to be the supplier, it takes a lot of work. A lot of people don't want to put in that work. Being a business owner is not easy. It takes a lot of work. You have to be on top of a lot of different, areas. But when it comes down to buying, that's very easy. You give the money, you get the product. That's the problem.
When we came over, we had similarities. I look at my granddad and I remember like my granddad, when they first came, Windrush generation, where they would live in a house with, say, another cousin and another granddad. Bare of them. My mum will tell me these things. I went around for this, but my mum will tell me, oh, we all lived at such and such, and it was us, and then we missed this, and David Rollcastle, and we were all in the house together, and blah, blah, blah. The South Asians might have continued that longer than us. They still do it now, to where they have more money to kind of make certain things happen and do certain things. I don't know. I don't want to totally blame them like for some flaws in how we've gone about business.
It's going to boil back down to mentality. If you have a mentality of a driven personality and you want to achieve, and you have women that follow, guess what? Now you got a unit. And let's say you have other men that are on that same path. Now y'all can actually build and create something. We can do the exact same thing they can do. It just takes down the restructuring what we really focus on.
I think my personal opinion is that I think with it all, it's like you can't generalize everybody. Like I think the guy that probably started Turtle Bay saw a niche in the market and said, I'm gonna run with that.
Yeah.
The person that started Africana most probably said, right, these man ain't doing what they're doing, and probably ran with it. Do you get what I'm saying? Whether he has to give back, like if I start a business and I open up.
Why can he open his own biryani
No,
shop?
but hear what I'm saying. No, but they probably
Why
have.
couldn't he set his
No, but
own
hear what I'm saying.
cuisine?
Wait, let me
They already do
like,
that.
Because one thing with the South Asian people that I know and some of my brethren that I know, they're businessmen. So their thing is that if they see something, they're just on opening multiple businesses. I got one of my brethren, he got bare businesses. Like the guy that runs German Doner Kebab, went up to their place in Scotland, they got multiple businesses. It's not a German guy that runs German Doner Kebab.
Asian guy.
It's an Asian man.
Bruh.
Do you get what I'm saying? And they've got multiple businesses. They do clothing, they do manufacturing, they do vitamins. So they're just businessmen. And I think when it comes to that side of things, I think if I started up a fish and chip shop, I ain't gonna have to give back to nobody. If I've got a fish and chip shop that's popping, I'm just gonna it's a fish and chip shop that's popping. I just chose to make that business and I chose to run with it. I think, but there are cases that you are saying where I do agree with, where there is certain things like the racism, the divide, and that people that I've seen stuff like that where it happens where them kind of things I don't feel is right, and even with what's been happening with you and what people have been saying, I don't agree with it. But
if I create a business in a community, I don't owe that community nothing for its giving back unless I'm from that community. If I put a store somewhere and I'm just making profit off that store, that's my store. That's for me and my family to eat. That don't mean that I'm connected to that community. That's the difference. See, we have this problem where we see people putting stores in places and we think that, they supposed to give back to that land. No, they not. It's business. It's capitalism. You either participate or you don't participate, but you can't be mad at the people who do.
Comes to like stuff like the business, I just think if it was me and I started a business, do I necessarily have to give back to that community? But I just feel sometimes with us as black people, we don't come together and do these things. Like our generation, our families and our people that came before, bless them, they were all hard workers. Like my nan,
we talk about it here.
Yeah, like my nan come Windrush generation. She bought houses, passed down, bless her soul, she passed away, and she did her thing a different way. She left money for us in a way that she bought her yards, worked hard, bought a bigger house. The money that she got from the yard in Peckham was able to buy it to the point where she was able to leave a big substantial chunk, and they did it differently where the Asians, they come through and they, wholesale, they were buying things, they were doing.
What it is?
I just feel like different cultures.
What it's going to take is somebody going to have to be the sacrificial lamb in your family. They're going to have to put up the efforts to say, you know what, I want to leave something for the future generations. I'm going to work my behind off. I'm going to try and get a house. I'm going to try and make sure I have a 401k, insurance, the whole nine set up. But maybe not this generation eat, but the next one can possibly eat off of that idea. And it's going to take a group of people doing that. And then it's going to take a mentality shift amongst the people that are doing it to maybe make something happen in the current generation. But it's going to take effort. I don't care. You got people that come over here with no money and they still somehow make it. We got to still somehow formulate that and try and replicate it.
Our culture, see, I hate putting our culture's business out there too much, but we're more save your money, save your money, save your money. Remember, like your grandma, everyone's saving their money, innit?
Pardon our doing.
Saving rather than
investing,
putting it into certain things. We don't take certain steps in certain directions, which we need to do more and be educated more on.
Okay, but we need to look at the historical kind of series that have happened in this country, right? And we need to look at the over-policing of our community.
100%.
The South Asians were not over-policed, right?
Agreed.
And as a black woman and as a black man, right, the government declared war on us, right?
Let me say this real quick. I know they're from another country or whatnot, but let's say you weren't policed. Let's say you grew up as a brown or black kid and you weren't policed, and you never had a bad encounter with the police. What's your story now? Are you still the same victim that everybody else who got police was, or should you still just keep going along the same path to success, or should you just go ahead and absorb everybody else's problems at the same time? We really got to understand that.
That's one caveat there.
Yes.
The next thing now is we're now getting racism from white people that, you know what I'm saying? So we're getting it from both ends. The South Asians have not gone through that, right? And they did not take the brunt of racism. And this is what I was saying. Whilst white people's eyes were on us, they weren't on the South Asians. And this is why white people have the big problem with the South Asians anyway, because they've come in, did their thing, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you need to understand what our community has gone through and the trauma that I've gone through. It's nothing compared to the South Asians. And I also want to say as well, the South Asians were allowed to keep their culture. They were allowed to keep their language. They were allowed to be educated in a way we were not.
Definitely.
We were both colonized, but they kept majority of their culture and everything, their language, their food, whatever it is, and they were allowed to take it over
Hold
here.
on, but she just said they both were colonized. What are we doing here? They both were colonized. That means y'all both went through a very similar experience. If yours was a little worse than theirs, but y'all both still share something, it's about the mentality still.
Right?
I feel we've had it the worst. I feel we've definitely had it the worst. Definitely, no question.
But this is
the hardest and the worst.
But this is the thing. You're not taking that into consideration and thinking, oh yeah, well, black people, you can just open up. Well, no, because we were
it's not that
denied.
straightforward.
But this is the thing. But this is the thing. This is why some people are literally boiling it down to, oh, just work harder, just this, just that. No, we have worked
We're playing
hard.
catch up. We're way behind.
Exactly.
But then also to play devil's advocate, I think you have to also bear in mind everyone's experiences are their own. So you say, like, I know there was a lot of things where people were out bashing, and I'll be there, and I grew up like in Woolwich, predominantly white area when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of the white youths are like, man's out here doing this, but they're not saying that to me, like, but they're saying that's what they're on. So, but it doesn't take away the history of what you're saying where things have been harder for us, but then at the same time, their own experiences, they can only...
Have they spoken up publicly? Do you know any South Asians that have spoken up for black people? Solely the majority have spoken up because their community is very quiet. Their community is, put your head down and do the hard work. Let the black people protest and all of these sorts of things for our rights and whatever, and we'll just be covered under that.
But the thing is,
I got another example for that. In New York, I know a lot of New Yorkers that are black. Guess what? If somebody's getting beat up or harmed, guess what they do? They turn their cheek. They say, don't say anything. They don't like getting involved in people's business. So how can you say they need to say something? But then we have in America, in New York, you have a lot of New Yorkers that say, turn the other cheek, mind your business. I don't want to get involved in that, even if something wrong is happening. What are we talking about?
I can't really answer because I can't say that I know everything that they've done, but I know growing up where I grew up, you know, they had their what you'd call like a people's day. They would have their own things where they're probably talking on stuff, but because it don't relate to man, I'm not paying attention. And I think because maybe stuff that they do in their community doesn't relate to us, we just don't.
Because they don't care.
Maybe so,
Right,
but then
aren't we
obviously,
hold on. Aren't we generalising there though, Elaine?
Absolutely not.
Because you're saying you're putting a blanket over everyone and saying they don't care.
They
I think
don't.
in all walks of life there must be people that do care. Like you've had a bad experience with a select set of.
Name me a South Asian that cares.
Why would you do that? Name a South Asian that cares. He doesn't know all South Asians. Like, there's a lot of black people that don't care about other black people. Cause like, we can't act like all of us are just caring about each other. Just people in general caring, but no, you're gonna come across some who care and you're gonna come across a lot who don't. You gotta find the ones.
What do you mean? Like
I've got my.
Not your friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Name me a South Asian that cares.
They're probably all right.
Speak on the people that I know. I can only speak on the people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know me, but you know me from the internet.
Yes.
And I speak on my black people, right? Name me a South, and I've spoken on South Asians as well.
I've seen South Asians speak up.
Who?
I don't know them by name. I've seen them speak up.
So
though.
this is my point. You can't even name one
No,
person.
but I've seen them though. I've witnessed people speak. Like as I was doing my research for you, I've seen people speak up on that side of things. You're just getting me because I can't say the name, really.
I'm trying to let you see and understand.
You can't create an argument by trying to make him pinpoint one person because you know it's hard to just name a person unless somebody's really thinking about it. They already know somebody. You can't try and justify your argument like that.
I think it's divisive though. Don't you think?
I couldn't give an F. I couldn't give a.
Are you going to stop shopping at white shops? Because they're the ultimate oppressors.
No. That's not what we're gonna do.
That's a valid question.
No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not. It is a white country. I have to do business with white people. You think that I can go out there and boycott white people in a white country?
No, but you can go find some black people that sell wigs or whatnot and hair and nails. You can buy them online. There are black people who definitely have a shop or whatnot. You're just not looking for them.
Then how are we gonna boycott? How are we gonna select a set of people and boycott them? And then we're not gonna. So we're a white country, so we're not gonna boycott the white people, which obviously we can't. I'm not boycotting nobody. But how are we gonna boycott the South Asians and just target them? Isn't that playing into the hands of like what certain people want, like the Reform Party and all these? Ain't that what
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because what I'm doing is I'm standing up for black people. Yes. I'm interested in black people's interests. Yes. The most money that we give our money to are South Asians. We don't really give it to white people. I don't go to the butchers. I don't go to the white butchers because there's a butcher's on my corner store. I don't go to a white man shop because that South Asian man. I don't go to a dessert shop because the dessert shop's down there.
The most money we give it to the white man because we pay gas, electric, TV, tax.
Everyone does, but
that's
that country.
No. You're saying the individual.
No. I'm saying if we want to, because my main issue is, it's not even really with the South Asians. My main issue is black people we need to close off our culture to everyone, right? Close the doors, because when I'm looking at our community, we are hemorrhaging, right? And we need to help our damn selves because no one is going to help us.
Agreed.
So why the hell are we advocating for other people when we can't advocate for our damn selves?
So go on, carry on.
But it's literally that. When you're looking at our young boys, they're misguided. They don't know what. Our young women are misguided. Don't know what to do. We don't have no proper role models. I wouldn't even say celebrities are role models out here because some of them are sellouts and they do it for the YT people money and all that. Even though they do, one or two black functions or whatever it is, but the majority of it's their money, and you know what I'm saying, you can't really F with that. Fine.
But the rhetoric that she's spitting, I would say, would definitely hold a lot of people back because I went to Mexico earlier this year. They're not closing off their country to they're not closing off their culture to other people. They bringing them in to make money off of it. So what are we really talking about? Closing off the culture. What is that going to do? Like, nobody's going to care about the culture if you close it off. Like, white people are still going to participate in white people things, and other ethnicity groups are still going to participate in their ethnicity things. It's either you want to be a part of the group or not. You want to be separate, cool. But guess what? That means you have to do separate things. Everybody has to work on a separate scale. Keep everything in-house. That's going to be hard, though, when the world doesn't move like that. Everybody piggyback off of each other. Every culture in every country. That's why you have import and export. It's going to be very hard to do that.
I'm saying no one is speaking like me in UK. I am for black people's interests. And when we pull our money together, we can generate so much money. I even spoke to Mr. Money Jar, right? He's on Instagram and he's like a financial kind of data analyst and whatever, right? So he said, okay, cool. Let's take your pool, right? So he said, your social media from TikTok to Instagram, you have about, give or take, 250,000 followers, yeah? So he said, if those 250,000 followers just put £400, yeah, and just literally buy black owned, it's not like you got extra £400, it's just you need to be careful about where you're spending your money and redirecting that into black only businesses. Only £400 for the month. He said, within 30 days, we could generate £100 million that's circulating in the black community. Times that by 12, that's 1.2 billion pounds that we.
You know what the sad part is, that even though that money is going to circulate in the black community, it's going to go to another community or just another ethnicity group that owns something else, whether it be through a bank, whether it be through a certain service. What are we actually doing to say that if it's fully black owned, then that means it's going to solidify my future for people that look like me? That doesn't mean that, because guess what? Everybody got to put in work and effort. I don't know what we're doing right now.
Can circulate in the black community, right? But we're too, I want to advocate for this one. Come out of the black savior complex
I'll be honest, sometimes I don't feel like it's even advocating. I just feel like sometimes when we try to do the black pound, when we try to do, people support black businesses or black clothing lines or black this, that people do it when they do it if it's like, what's the word? In fashion to do it. And that's the problem. Like, I think I'm all for it. I'm all for us putting the money back in the community, because I feel like if we put the money back in the community, we can build things. But the problem is sometimes I feel like the problem's with ourselves. Like, if a man start up a business or a man got a food shop, like you ask your brethren to come, they don't come. But then it's people outside of your community and other people that ain't even your people that are supporting your businesses. And
exactly, he hit it right on the head, because you got white people that support black businesses, you got black people support white businesses. It ain't always gonna be your kind that's gonna see you flourish. It's not. It's going to be other people. Even when start doing YouTube or whatnot, I'm not reaching out to people that I know or are close to me. Those are going to be the ones that don't even care. Everybody who didn't support me was usually people very close to me. My biggest supporters came from people who didn't even know me. That's what and that don't matter if they black or white. But what I'm trying to get at is that just because you think it's somebody that look like you or might be close to you, that might not be your support. That might not be your fan. That might not be somebody that vibe with you. So we really got to take that into account when it comes to these topics.
That's the problem I feel sometimes, is that we have dope businesses, we have dope things going on, but we don't support our people. Like, I'm not saying all of us. There is. I don't say
it is a mindset.
It's a mindset.
But that's on us. Like, with the Asian community, the thing is they've provided shops and things that are a necessity that we need. So it's like, I go to my local shop or the 24-hour shop that's in my ends. It's an Asian man that runs it. It's open 24 hours and you can get everything there. Seasoning, you can get food, you can get your cigarettes, your drink, your this, that. But nothing is stopping a black man from having that shop. But
and nobody don't think about the stress that the Asian man has to go through to keep that shop going and afloat. Nobody thinks about that. It ain't easy running a business, but everybody want to have one. We got to think about that.
Who's not to? Nothing's stopping you. Can go and get the same. You can go and get the same lease. You can go and do the same thing.
No, dude, I'll be real.
We don't have access to that capital, bro.
The black man might not get that lease.
We don't.
He might not get that loan.
But the thing, he might not.
Because statistically, I've been reading up statistics as well. Like, for us to get a loan in comparison to
a South Asian,
but then are we looking at it? Because even like, I think my mum's church. That's why I keep saying my mum's church has got a bank. Like, not this church, but there's a Christian bank service, yeah?
Okay.
And till she told me about it, I didn't know nothing about it. Do you get me? Where you can save your money with them and do all of this thing, and they give out loans and they do that and they support black businesses and this, that, and whatever. But then, are we even tapping into what is actually even out there for us to help us build
more information?
More information.
But this is the thing, we don't. Listen, from the time this is kind of taken off, I've spoken to a plethora of black people. I'm in the grassroots with my community, right? And our Achilles heel is marketing and promotion, but they are out there. There are black directories. I literally did a Google search. Black directory, they have over 1,000 black owned stores. It's just that we don't do the work, but we absolutely need to change our mindset, Doug. Absolutely. But it comes from how we speak to each other, where we're putting our money. We need to be mindful about who we're spending it with. And I also even said, because the complaint kept coming up about, the customer service and the this and the that and whatever it is in our black stores and whatever. And I said, you know what you need to do? for that to change, you need to change your mindset and you need to want to care and add for that, right?
Like, then, so like, don't you think it would be more beneficial for us to focus on how we can improve than worrying about what other people are doing over there?
There we go.
Boycotting them. Shouldn't we start with us
There
and
we
what
go.
we can do? And I can say all of these things because I've opened businesses in live. I'm from Lewisham. I opened gyms in the middle of Lewisham. I let all the black youths train for free. They would have, a lot of the time, circumstances, they ain't got a lot didn't have the money to, you know. So black youths were training for free. Gym was packed all the time, both of them packed, taught classes myself. I've managed football team, a black-owned football club, Carp DM, Catford, Beckenham, shout out Chris Locke, where it's 15 black coaches and a black owner, and it's 95% black youth. So I'm qualified to speak on this. Like, I think we need more representation.
There we go.
And more examples.
There we go.
And more focus on what we can do better instead of more worrying about what others are doing. I don't really think it's others' fault or for them to do by certain things by us. Yes, they're profiting from us 100%, and if we're recognizing that, then we need to counter that in some kind of way, maybe. But I think it's just a bit divisive to like target them, because
how am I targeting them by saying black people spend with your own?
Because you've picked out a certain demographic and said, don't shop with
because
these.
That certain demographic literally services us in our community. We don't have enough.
Watch this.
Well, hold on, wait, but we don't have enough people in our community to go to the corner shop, to go to a black-owned corner shop, to go to a black-owned restaurant or whatever it is. We have to travel to Timbuktu to get it. But I'm saying if you want to invest in your community, the only way... literally, I have a plan, right? But the plan is the finances are first, because if we don't have a lock on our finances first, we are going to fail. The reason why Black Pound failed, it didn't fail necessarily because, you know what I'm saying?
It's not done all that it could do.
Yeah, but the reason why is because I want to hone and focus and bring unity to our community, and it's F everybody else, right? And focus on your own. Stop advocating for this one and that one and all of these sorts of things. Where's unity got us, right? We've been spending with these people. They ain't bought us nothing. We've been advocating for these people. They ain't advocating for us. So right now, in this day and age, everybody else, it's about black people. And what black people need to do is shop with black people. That's the only way we're going to make it. You know, I describe the black community as, you know, like it's like a broke down house, right? The windows are bust out, the floorboards are up, all of these sorts of things, right? And you need to put up, you know, the borders and whatever it is, funnel money into it so we can fix up the lights, right? Regenerate. And this is what I'm saying. We need to close off our doors to our community.
I agree with you. And I just think sometimes we're our worst enemies, because everything you're saying, I fully with it. Like, obviously not boycotting. The boycotting thing I disagree with, because I just feel like
you don't want to hurt people's feelings.
No, not even that. Because I don't.
All right, why are the Turkish people alright? Because you said this.
What?
You said you like the Turkish people. They're cool.
They show me so much love.
Yeah.
Asians show me so much love as well.
Yeah, see,
but
it's not all then. That's my point.
No, but people are going to be collateral damage.
Shout out my Turkish dogs as well, you know. But this shout out my brothers them. You get me? You know me and the Nesh, we've been getting money since 05 and that with my bros them. But I'm just saying, I just have to ask
spot for these.
Nah, we about to end it right there, because she having a really horrible circular argument, trying to point the finger at certain groups that she feels like has a monopoly, and maybe the specific area that she feels like other people should have a monopoly. Here's the thing about it. We live in a world of capitalism. I think a lot of these same people, this female probably would appreciate capitalism, because some of the other institutions out there, she wouldn't like those. So for her to have so much contention with people beating other groups to the punch, we can't look at it like that. And to say that we're going to close off our culture to everybody, you won't be able to make no money at that point. Here's the thing about it. If Africa, and I'm use Africa because I'm guessing that's the location where the large majority of brown people, whether we're the same or not, are located, why don't they fight, overthrow, take over any hidden entity that has an interest in Africa, and just cut everybody out and say, we back in control of this thing, all brown, all black, we helping everybody? No, because you got people up top who are the same skin color as you, but they playing a completely different game. They eating off of the other people, because guess what? Some groups are better at things than other groups, and it is what it is. Some groups don't have the capacity to handle certain industrial technologies or industries or whatnot. It is what it is. I don't know everything. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a wizard at certain things. But guess what? There are certain groups out there that are better at things than the group I belong to. So guess what? When you look at it on a global scale, now you can kind of pinpoint how the country moves, how the country directs the focus for the people. And then you're going to see what countries are going to kind of specialize in certain things. That's why in America, we specialize in kind of entertainment and laziness, because we get so much stuff put in our face. We can just chillax. We don't have to do anything if we don't want to. We got it very easy in America. I know we say we got it hard, but it's very easy over here. But even our easy is still not good enough because we don't have what other people have. So now we complain about that. And then we get immigrants coming in here with a hard work mentality, and they end up taking it from us. But I'm telling you, our own communities, it's the small communities that we try so hard to get out of. We don't think about putting nothing back into it, building businesses around it. People don't think about coming together, putting a little few thousands. No, people, the average American don't even have like $500 or $1,000 in their bank account. We got bigger problems. We got bigger problems. It ain't about just creating a business plan and, oh, they won't give me a loan. You need to have some collateral damage. What's the collateral that you can put up to even qualify for a loan? I don't think people really understand what we're talking about right here. This is business. It has nothing to do with your skin color. I'm in the process right now of dealing with like 3 different properties and whatnot. I've done a Cashapp refinance. I've done a HELOC, all in my name. And guess what? I'm black, and I did it. Whoopie-woo. Do I get an award? No, because I'm doing the same thing any other American has the opportunity to do. I'm not making excuses as to why I was able to do it. I had my credit right. I had collateral. I had cash. I got listed income for over 10 plus years. Boom. I'm qualified. I'm reliable. My history's great on everything. Stop playing with me, bro. This shit saddens me. It saddens me that we have to hear these talking points and just think that this is what we got to deal with. But this is not true. This is victim mindset. This is the victim mindset that I be preaching about, that people be saying I'm wrong about. This is what it is. But I make sure I had a channel link in the description. Y'all can watch it in its entirety. I really appreciate the conversation, even though it was from across overseas, a whole nother diaspora, but I appreciate it because the people, like we say, they still look exactly like us. I think we probably are the same. If we not, y'all can comment that as well. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below. This is your guy, JayBReacts. And until next time, y'all, peace.